All right, so Bayern Munich versus Slovan Bratislava, Champions League gets on tonight. And you know you don't want to just skim the headlines, right?
No way, gotta go deeper.
Exactly. Let's deep dive into this one and see if maybe there's something a little more interesting going on than it seems at first glance.
For sure. Always is.
Especially with Bayern, trying to bounce back after, well, that was a pretty surprising loss to Feyenoord.
Yeah, bit of a shocker, that one.
3-0.
Oof, yeah.
They did manage to pull out a win in the Bundesliga since then, but
Brr.
still got that whole outside the top 8 thing hanging over their heads, even though, mathematically they could still make it to the round of 16.
Yeah.
And then you've got Slovan Bratislava, who,
Yeah, they're...
well, let's just say they're coming into this one with not exactly a stellar record.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Yeah. But I think even in a matchup that looks this lopsided, just on paper, there's still got to be something we can dig into.
Always something. That's what
Yeah.
makes it fun.
So let's start unpacking this thing. Bayern at home. 33 games unbeaten in the Champions League group stage at the Allianz Arena.
Fortress. It's a fortress.
It's a fortress. 31 wins and 2 draws. So, a win or even a draw tonight, and they've got the outright record. But that's a huge streak. 33 games.
It's a long time. Yeah.
Is there something, I don't know, specific about the Allianz Arena itself? Or is it more just like a Bayern mindset thing when they're playing there?
It's got to be both, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you think about that place, the Allianz Arena, it's famous for its atmosphere, which has got to give them a boost.
For sure.
But it's got to be the team, too, right? Their mentality.
Yeah, they always seem to have this, swagger.
Totally. Like, at home, they expect to win, and usually they deliver.
So how does a team like Slovan Bratislava, how do they even, approach a game like this, knowing they're going up against that in that environment?
Yeah.
And especially because, they're already out, right?
Yeah.
No chance of them going any further in the competition at this point.
Nope. Out.
One of only 2 teams without a single point in the Champions League this season.
Ouch. Yeah. That's rough. Tough spot to be in.
But it's interesting because sometimes when a team's got nothing to lose on the road like that, they can be dangerous, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
No pressure, so they can just play.
Exactly. So maybe there's a chance, but their away record in Germany isn't
Not great.
not super promising. No wins in 3 major European competition visits, actually.
1 draw, 2 losses. Not pretty.
Yeah, and if the stats are anything to go by, they're actually at risk of becoming only the 5th team to play at least 10 games in, either the European Cup or the Champions League without a single win.
Wow. Didn't realize it was that bad.
I know.
Talk about an unwanted record.
Right. So I'm wondering, is that something that's, in the back of their minds? Does that make them more cautious or?
Or do they just say, forget it?
Exactly. Nothing to lose, just go all out.
It could go either way, right? It's like a total head game. Some guys might get paralyzed by that. Others might see it as like their chance to make history.
Right. Be the team that finally breaks that streak.
Exactly. The underdogs.
So, okay, Bayern's been dominant at home, but even the best teams, they've got their weaknesses. What do you think Slovan Bratislava would have to do to exploit those weaknesses and avoid becoming just another statistic?
Well, they've given up 10 goals in 3 away games this Champions League season, and they've been trailing at halftime in every single one of those games.
So what's the pattern there? Are they just starting slow or?
Yeah, that's definitely something they'll need to fix. But, one area they might be able to exploit is Bayern's defense on set pieces. They've looked a little shaky on corners this season.
Interesting. So you think if Slovan can stay organized defensively, maybe they could frustrate Bayern a bit and then
And then, boom, hit him on the counter.
steal a goal.
Exactly.
And speaking of set pieces, there's that stat about Bayern's corner kicks that I just can't get over. They've taken 60 corner kicks so far this tournament.
That's a lot of corners.
An average of 8.6 per match. Are there certain players they're looking for? Are they favoring one side over the other? What's the deal with that? And how do you think Slovan counters that? Could that be a deciding factor tonight?
Oh, for sure. That's Bayern's strategy. I got to watch for it. They've got like a whole bunch of guys who can send those dangerous balls right into the box, and then they'll overload one side, and then it's just chaos.
Yeah, I could see that.
Sloman's got to be really locked in defensively, super organized to handle that. They might even try man-marking Bayern's biggest aerial threats or like some kind of a zonal marking system with certain guys specifically assigned to clear the ball no matter what.
All right, well, let's shift gears a bit and talk about some of the players. On Bayern's side, you got to keep an eye on Jamal Musiala. 7-goal contributions in his last 9 Champions League home games. I mean, the guy's on a mission.
That's insane.
And he's undefeated at home in the Champions League. 17 wins, 3 draws.
He just owns that field.
So what is it about his style of play that makes him so effective at home? And does Slovan have any sort of, tactical counter to his strengths?
I think it's how versatile he is. He can play on either wing. He can be an attacking midfielder. He can even play as a false 9. And he's fast. He's really skillful. And he's just got this knack for finding space in the box.
The Slovens really got to be on their toes.
Oh, yeah. Constantly aware of where he is, what he's doing, maybe even double team him when he gets into dangerous areas. Or they could assign like one guy just to track him the whole game. I don't know. It's tough. He's tough to stop.
Yeah. Okay, and what about on Slovan side? Are there any potential giant slayers we should be looking out for?
Well, their danger man is Tigran Barseghyan. He had an assist in their last game, and he's been involved in, get this, half of their Champions League group stage goals. 1 goal and 2 assists. He's a winger, really tricky, good pace, good crossing ability. If Slovan can get the ball to him in a dangerous area, he could cause some real problems for Bayern's defense.
Okay, so to wrap this up, we've got Bayern dominant at home. They're going for that record-breaking win. Slovan, they've been struggling on the road. They're already out of the competition. But, maybe, just maybe, they can pull off a miracle upset.
Right. You never know. That's what I love about this sport. Anything can happen.
Exactly. So, tonight, when you're watching, try to look past the obvious mismatch here. Think about Slovan. Can they overcome, not just Bayern's home advantage, but their own history, too?
Lots to overcome.
Do they play it safe?
Yeah.
Or do they just go for it, since they've got nothing to lose?
Big decisions.
Can they capitalize on Bayern's maybe a bit of a weakness on set pieces? Or is Musiala going to, orchestrate another one of those home victories? We'll see.
Can't wait to find out.
Me neither.